In the crushing depths of the ocean, a Swedish Gotland-class submarine can operate for weeks without surfacing, maintaining absolute acoustic stealth. This is the Voyager spacecraft. In the freezing void of deep space, it operates far beyond the reach of solar power, sustaining its systems in complete darkness. Traditional internal combustion engines cannot survive these environments. They require a constant intake of oxygen and rely on chemical reactions that produce immense heat, toxic exhaust, and noise, signatures that are fatal for a stealth vessel. In orbit, the standard alternative has been thermoelectric generators. These are reliable, but they convert heat to electricity poorly, draining limited supplies of specialized nuclear fuel at an unsustainable rate. To survive the absolute extremes of Earth and space, engineers are moving away from internal explosions towards a more efficient approach to power. The power source for these machines dates back to 1816, the work of a Scottish clergyman named Robert Stirling. During the 19th century, Stirling's elegant thermodynamic concept was quickly overshadowed by the rise of steam and coal. Standard open-cycle engines pull air in, burn fuel internally, and force waste out. It is a loud, contaminating process, but it provided the raw, cheap power that a rapidly industrializing world demanded. 2 centuries ago, Stirling solved thermodynamic equations that modern engineers are now using to push into the most hostile environments in existence. The Stirling engine operates on a principle called external combustion. It is a completely sealed system. The same working gas, usually helium, circulates continuously inside. Nothing enters and no exhaust leaves. To generate mechanical motion, the engine requires a difference in temperature between a hot source on one side and a cold sink on the other. When heat is applied to the hot chamber, the trapped gas expands, forcing a piston outward to create mechanical work. The gas then moves to the cold side. A cooling element removes heat, causing it to contract and pull the piston back, completing the cycle. This diagram illustrates Charles's law, also known as the law of volumes. As the temperature gauge increases, the volume of the gas expands proportionally, driving the piston. Because the heat is applied externally, the engine is fuel agnostic. It can transform concentrated solar energy, harness nuclear decay, or use industrial waste heat for mechanical power. The cycle's efficiency relies on an internal component called the regenerator. It acts as a thermal sponge, a porous matrix that captures heat from the gas as it moves to the cold side, and returns that heat as the gas moves back. While theoretically sound, 19th century designs were limited by their mechanical linkages. Crankshafts leaked the high-pressure gas, and the necessary lubricants often fouled the internal components. The design remained largely stagnant until the 1960s, when an engineer named William T. Beale introduced the free-piston Stirling engine. Beale removed the physical connections entirely. In this design, the pistons float back and forth on gas bearings, suspended by the helium's pressure. The reciprocating motion of this free piston couples with a linear alternator to generate electricity. With no physical contact between moving metal parts, internal friction is virtually eliminated. This evolution transformed a leaky mechanical curiosity into a hermetically sealed power source capable of running for decades without maintenance. The efficiency of the Stirling cycle only became practical once manufacturing reached the precision required for 21st century clearance seals. In maritime defense, Swedish submarines use Stirling-based propulsion to burn oxygen and diesel at pressures higher than the surrounding seawater. This allows the exhaust to dissolve invisibly overboard, extending submerged stealth time from days to weeks. This cross-section shows NASA's Advanced Stirling Radioisotope Generator, or ASRG. The system uses the heat from decaying plutonium-238 to drive the central Stirling converter. This Stirling system is 4 times more efficient than previous thermoelectric generators. It allows a single kilogram of fuel to sustain a deep space mission for decades longer than previously possible. While aerospace and naval applications push the limits of endurance, the same principles are scaling down for residential use in the form of micro-combined heat and power systems. A household Stirling unit can take unrefined fuels like methane and apply external heat to simultaneously generate a kilowatt of electricity and domestic heating, achieving up to 95% overall efficiency. When a traditional power plant generates electricity, massive amounts of energy are wasted as heat during transmission. By generating power exactly where it is consumed, the Stirling unit eliminates that loss. The engine Robert Stirling conceived during the Industrial Revolution is providing the exact solutions required for 21st century carbon reduction and deep space exploration. After 200 years, the pursuit of maximum thermal efficiency has led engineering right back to its origins. By prioritizing fuel conservation and silent operation, Stirling's 1816 cycle is finally outperforming the internal combustion engines that once replaced it.